Welcome to Talk Commerce, the show that brings you the latest and greatest in retail and e-commerce. I'm Brent Peterson and I have a mind-blowing episode for you today. Ever wondered what it would be like to have a crystal ball in your store? Well, get ready because you're about to explore the tech that comes pretty darn close. Imagine being able to spot a customer who needs help before they even raise their hand, or knowing which shoppers prefer to browse solo. Picture a world where you can cut down on theft without making your store feel like Fort Knox. Sounds like science fiction? This show was recorded live at ShopTalk Fall in Chicago, where I sat down with Rowan, the mastermind behind XHOPPER. This company is revolutionizing retail, real-time AI, and data that's changing the game for brick and mortar stores. But before we dive in, I want to give a big shout out to ShopTalk. This episode is brought to you by ShopTalk, the world's largest retail innovation show. ShopTalk brings together thousands of retail changemakers, providing unmatched insights and game-changing strategies. Their events are the ultimate destination for anyone looking to stay ahead in the fast-paced world of retail and e-commerce. ShopTalk is gearing up for its next big event in Las Vegas, March 25th to the 27th, 2025. Trust me, folks. This is the one event you don't want to miss if you're in retail or e-commerce. Head over to shoptalk.com to learn more and secure your spot. You'll thank me later. In this episode, we're chatting with XHOPPER CEO Rowan, who is giving us store associates superpower through some nifty AI. We'll talk about hitting that sweet spot in customer engagement and get the lowdown on the wild computer vision tech they're using in store. Ian's going to spill the beans on boosting sales, cutting down on sticky fingers, and making sure customers leave with a smile on their face. So let's jump right in and see how XHOPPER is mixing old school retail with some seriously futuristic tech to create the store of tomorrow. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one.
You're listening to Talk Commerce. Subscribe and download at talk-commerce.com.
All right, welcome to this episode of Talk Commerce. Today I have Ian Rowan. He is the CEO of XHOPPER, coming all the way from England to merry old Chicago. Ian, go ahead, do an introduction for yourself. Tell us your day-to-day role and one of your passions.
Yeah, thanks, Brent. It's great to be here in Chicago. I have to say, I really do love this city. It's a fantastic place. And I'm really honored to be at this event today. I'm the CEO of XHOPPERS. We are a retail communication provider to give associates more power in the store through intelligent AI, giving them alerts, etc., as to things that are happening in store, so they can be reactional and hopefully increase sales, reduce crime, and provide a much better customer service.
And passions, anything?
I love my soccer, as you would call it here, but football. Yeah, I'm a big football fan. I follow my local team, Coventry City. I'm a season ticket holder. I go there with my eldest daughter is also a fan, so I go along with her to every home game.
Yeah. I did the London Marathon in 2019, and we saw, is it Fullerton?
Fulham. Yeah, that's right on the river.
Relegated.
Yeah, they're right on the cottage. So the season before last, they had an impeccable record in the league that we're in, and we scored a third of the goals that they conceded in that year. We had a really good year against them, but unfortunately we didn't get promoted.
So tell us a little bit about XHOPPER, your background.
Yeah, so I've been working in communications for 30-something years now, without giving away my age. Traditional communication, I've seen lots of change during that time. Over a couple of years ago, we've seen within our existing customer base an opportunity to do something very niche that could solve a lot of issues for retailers. People talk about the future of retailers online. I firmly believe is within the brick and mortar stores. And if you look at the high street, as we call it in the UK, the malls that you have here in the US, you'll see that people do prefer to actually go, feel, touch those products. There's nothing I can't get delivered tomorrow in the UK. I'm pretty sure it's the same here within the US, but people want to see those tangible goods. They want to feel it. They want the customer service that goes along with that. And they're the tools that we're enabling retailers through communication. Through some of the advances in amazing AI technology, we're able to really empower the associates, the store staff, who are the lifeblood of many retailers, to give an even better customer service, to be able to answer every question and really help the customers as they want to be engaged.
So you're helping the person at the point of sale to make some decisions on how they can treat the
Yeah,
customer, or in general what's happening that day in the store?
exactly. Yeah. So we do some smart things with a technology called computer vision. So we look for negative and positive gestures of a customer in the store or a person within the store. A positive gesture could be something like I call the meerkat, head raised, look around from side to side, which is a clear visual indication that that customer is looking for assistance. And if you approach them at the right time and offer them the assistance, they're more likely to purchase something within the store. So you're helping them complete their customer journey. If you approach somebody at the wrong time, like I'm sure we've all gone into a store and you get greeted at the front door and somebody says, do you want any help today? We all go, no, I'm just looking, thanks, because we don't want to be sold to. So we look for key indicators in their customer journey that we can identify through a technology called computer vision to say this person is ready to be sold to. So we help them at the right time and hopefully increase the success. And we've shown that we can increase success like that with 35% increase in sales against certain goods.
And how do you help the salesperson identify the person who you're targeting? Let's say targeting.
Yeah, who we're approaching. Yeah, so the store associates with XHOPPERs are equipped with a headset. That's a radio wire-free headset using a technology called DECT. So it's a cordless technology. And we send alerts, nudges into those headsets to say, now is the time to go and serve that customer. The associate would then double tap the headset to say they've accepted it. And not only does that tell everybody else that's got a headset on that somebody else is dealing with that customer inquiry, it also allows you to report on how quickly your staff are to respond to people, what the wait times are at certain times of day, so you can get some analytics to say, okay, we can see that customers need more help on a Thursday afternoon, and we don't have the right amount of staff to deal with that because we're seeing a pattern. So it allows you to identify the patterns in that as well. But we also look for negative gestures, somebody putting something in a pocket, in a bag, in a stroller. We'll say somebody's just placed an item in an area where it shouldn't have been placed and go and offer them assistance. I think that's the nicest way of doing it. Don't confront them. We don't want anybody to be put in danger, but just go and say, do you need a card to go with that today, sir? Do you need any assistance with anything you've got on you? I think that's a nicer way of confronting that issue with retail theft, which is a massive issue.
And is this something that's, I mean, this is new, something new. Is it something that's beginning in the UK, or is it something that's come out of the US?
So we had our first opportunities in the UK, and we've had a bit of success working with some large retailers. I think the biggest one we can name that's not under NDA still is a company called Holland & Barrett. They're very much like the vitamin store, I'd say, within the US. They've got around 800 stores. They have to be experts to be able to give advice on the homeopathic remedies that they sell. And they wanted a communication tool that allowed customers to be served even when they wasn't an expert within that branch. So they can use things like QR codes, scan a QR code in store, and it will find me a sports nutrition expert across the whole of their estate, even if there isn't one local. So we've had some great success in the UK. We came to the US really in January at NRF last year, and we're trying to build a brand. We have got some POCs going on with some large retailers here, but it's all under NDA at the moment. You know what they like to keep their cards close to their chest. But we're quite hopeful that we'll be able to announce some big players that are using our solution in the US very shortly.
And you see a difference in shopping patterns from an English shopper to a US?
I think once they enter the store, it's exactly the same. Yeah, it's just getting them into the store. I think everybody has the same fears, and I think the data that we've produced shows that people want to go to an environment that feels safe. They want to go into an environment that's got the goods that they want. And they also don't want to get the customer care. That, like I said before, there's nothing I can't get tomorrow, but I want to go to a store because I want to speak to an expert. I want to speak to the guy that knows everything and that can touch and help me touch and feel that product and make it tangible for me.
And I'm assuming the data is of great value to the retailer or the merchant to use in other ways besides the real-time data. Do they use that for post follow-up for trends? And even I can think about, you can look at Google and you can see how busy it is. This is a real time.
Yeah, so we do real time, but obviously that data's there forever, right? And they can do reporting on it to say this is what the store looked like on this day, compare stores against each other, see how one store and the staff in one store are comparing to another store, or even regionalised. So it's great to have that data. I'm of the belief that don't do it if you can't measure it. It's pointless if you can't produce measurements or KPIs to go against what you're doing, then you're never going to know if it's an improvement or not. So everything we do, we provide a tool to measure it as well. So we try to measure success in every way.
And has there been specific metrics that have helped retailers discover things that they didn't know that they should know?
I'd say at the larger retailers, I think they've got a firmer understanding of the level of theft that they're seeing. I'd say at the smaller end, it's much harder for them to realise the theft. That typically they know retrospectively when it's an item missing on the shelf, and somebody within that store will say, "We've had 6 today. We didn't sell any of those. Where have they all gone?" Bigger retailers have a better understanding of their stock because they've got better technology. But I'd say that's the biggest difference between the retailers, is that's where we've helped them, is being able to identify that stuff's been going today rather than tomorrow when they realise we had 6 of those, where they all went.
Outside of the real-time customer feedback, which I think is fantastic, that's such a great solution, and then the shrinkage, is there other data things or other things that help the retailer in moving forward with different initiatives?
Yeah, so some of the things that we do as well is we train our solution on the customer's product range. So it's like ChatGPT, but it's not a public version. So a chatbot that we interact via human language on the headset. So I can double tap the headset and I can say, I've got a customer with me. Where's the nearest store that's got this product in stock? So imagine you're in front of me now, Brent, and you want to buy something off me, and I don't have it in stock. And I can say, just double tap 1 second, sir. Okay, yeah, I know where that item is. And then I can actually say, connect me to that store. And I can speak to that store and I say, I've got Brett Peterson with me at the moment. He's going to come across and have this item. Can you have it ready for him? He'll be there in 20 minutes. So it's those sort of things as well. And that knowledge on demand doesn't just come down just about stock availability. We can teach everything on the product set. So what's the country of origin? What's the energy consumption of this product? Anything you need to know. Any reason why somebody wouldn't complete their purchase is the way I like to describe it. We can make sure they've got the answers for it, because today somebody's buying habits might be different to tomorrow. And you might have the best trained staff in the world, but today it could be an invasion of a country. It could be the effect that palm oil has on bees. You don't know what somebody's reason is to not buy tomorrow, but the more informed your staff can be, you can make sure that none of those buying decisions are there anymore.
Yeah, it makes every associate an expert in.
Absolutely, yeah. And it also allows for micro learning, right? So every time they've double tapped and asked a question, hopefully a bit of that information sinks in. So they're learning on the job as they're going along with little tiny bits of micro learning, rather than setting them in front of a learning management platform for days and days on end. It's progressive micro learning on the job.
Is there verticals that it seems to fit best? And I think it'd be Q.
Yeah. We call them the big sheds. So those sort of big sheds is very good because we can identify those gestures really easily. And I'm sure we've all been in a B&Q or a home basis we have in the UK, or a big Home Depot in the US. You look for an associate and there never seems to be one around when you want them. Then you do find one and they go, I'm sorry, sir, I don't work on this department. I'll get somebody. And you're sort of just left there in the aisle going, are they going to come back? Should I have gone with them? What's happening now, where you can eliminate that straight away. You know, we can make sure that the right person is targeting the right customer at the right time.
You just came out with a survey. You came out with a survey earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the data that you found.
Yeah, so what we wanted to do is sort of give some retailers some more understanding of what we're trying to do, let the market understand it. And what we're trying to do is, obviously theft is a massive issue at the moment. Shoplifting is on the rise in every type of retail sector. So whether it's clothing, food, hardware, everybody's seen, I think in the Q1 this year was 23% up on the previous year. And unfortunately, a lot of the loss prevention measures that people put in place are a friction to the customer, whereas AI isn't a friction to the customer. So if you're using a smarter way of doing your loss prevention, you're not putting it in a hindrance of a customer. And we did the survey to get an understanding of, well, what is it that customers really want? Retailers spend millions advertising their stores to say, come in and see us. And then we treat everybody that comes in that front door like a thief. You can't treat everybody the same. You can't invite them into your house and say, okay, come in, but I'm locking my silver away. That's not what we do. So we should think of better ways. And we tried to do this survey to get a better understanding of how the loss prevention that people are putting out there is impacting customers, and really why they're going to store in the first place.
For XHOPPER, has the survey yielded not only good press, but good data that you can then leverage into more data? And is this something you'll be doing?
I was quite surprised, on some of the results we got. I can't believe the amount of people that have actually seen firsthand people stealing stuff within a store. And actually, when you look at the data that goes along with that, 50% of the people actually choose where they go based on how safe they feel within the store. Right? So if we've got 5 out of 8 people, 61% witnessing crimes firsthand, but 50% saying that they want to go somewhere where they feel safe, then if you're not doing something to eliminate that crime that's happening within your store, then people aren't going to come to your store. And it is seeing those sort of results that was quite shocking. And I would like to continue doing these because people prioritise where they shop. And we want to make sure that we're providing a service. I love the high street. I love going out there. It's a thriving place. And sometimes in Oxford Street in London, say you feel the buzz. It feels really nice to be involved in those sort of areas. And I want it to succeed. And I'm sure most retailers do as well, right? Those brick and mortar stores are probably their most expensive asset, especially in some of the major cities around the world. We want to make sure that they're utilising those assets as they should be.
Is there a plan? I think AI has helped democratize a lot of this data or a lot of the technology between big and small enterprises. Do you feel as though this is a good solution that can work downstream to smaller merchants?
Well, if we've actually got a really good case study, we provided a solution to a very small independent grocery store in a place called Tenby in Wales. They were losing £26,000 a year through shoplifting. Because it was a seaside resort, even they're a local community store, and normally local community stores know the offenders. But this town swells from 6,000 population to 60,000 during the peak season. So it's opportunists. They didn't get to see those people, and for them, £26,000 could be the reason to close the store. And we've actually recovered over half of that for them in the time we've had our technology in there. So it's been a massive case study and really, really successful. But it is, for me, seeing the results for people where it's very personal and you build a relationship with them and you see how it's impacted their life makes a real difference. That's a real nice story to be involved in.
Yeah. What is your plans now for this next season? Do you have anything exciting happening besides the bigger brands that you're going to close here in the US?
Well, hopefully we get those bigger brands. I think we have to focus around regional, around calendar-based events, right? So we've got Black Friday coming up. We want more retailers to be on board and have the solution, because some of the stuff that we do is large learning model. You can't put it in today and it will work tomorrow. It has to have a time to learn, and the algorithms are designed to look at things like clothing that the staff are wearing, the behaviour of the particular shoppers in that store, so we can get better results. You will get results from day one, but to maximise the results, we need a period of time to get it to learn. So yeah, just gearing up towards those holiday seasons to make sure that we are providing the best service at the right time for those stores.
Ian, we have a few minutes left, and at the end of the podcast, I give everybody a chance to do a shameless plug.
Yeah.
About anything you'd want. You could plug Coventry City or anything you'd like to plug today.
So obviously, I'd like to speak to more retailers. Right? XHOPPER is a really exciting opportunity. But for me, the excitement is what we can do for retailers. We've shown that with our technology, we can reduce theft by 60%. We can increase sales against different products at 35%, and we can do that across various industries. And we can actually pretty much eliminate training. We don't want people to go and train, so we say we can halve training. But I really urge people to go to xhoppers.com, have a look at some of the case studies we've got on there and some of the information. Just get in touch, or feel free to add me on LinkedIn as well, and be happy to engage with anybody.
That's great. Thank you so much for being here. Ian Rowan, the CEO of XHOPPER.
Thank you for having me, Brent. Thank you. Cheers.
Talk Commerce is a production of Content Basis, LLC. For more creative content, go to contentbasis.io.